Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this video in one go, so if I stumble over my words moving forwards, apologies about that. And also, if the quality of this video is fairly poor as well, if there's any lag, anything like that at all, sadly it cannot be helped, and hopefully it is not too much of an issue for you. This is yet another Eurovision 2023 related video here on my channel, and another Melodifestivalen related video too. A few days ago, at the time of recording this video you're watching now, the fourth heat of this year's Melodifestivalen took place at the Malmö Arena in Malmö, and once again 7 acts took to the stage. 2 progressed directly to the final, which will take place in Stockholm in a few weeks' time, and 2 progressed through to the upcoming 5th semi-final / second chance round, which will take place on March the 4th at the Hägglunds Arena in Örnsköldsvik. 8 acts will be involved this time, and it is a simple case of the top 4 going through. This is of course a slight change from in the past, where we've had duels and 2 songs face off against each other, and we've also had the 8 acts split into 2 groups before. But now, as I just said, it's a simple case of all 8 songs battling against each other, and the top 4 will go through. Those 4 qualifiers will join Jon Henrik Fjällgren Ark North featuring Adam Woods with Where You Are Savashan, Tone Sekelius with Rhythm of My Show, Maria Sur with Never Give Up, Panietos with On My Way, Marcus and Martinez with Air, Paul Ray with Royals, Loreen with Tattoo, and Smash Into Pieces with 6 Feet Under. As I've said a few times now, Loreen is probably winning this by an absolute mile. Marcus and Martinez will probably finish second, and if I had to make a prediction now, I would say that Maria Sur will probably finish third. But who knows? It's still 2 weeks away, the grand final at the Friends Arena in Stockholm. Anyway, no real reaction today because all of the Melfest songs are of course now out. And yesterday, at the time of recording this video you're watching now, I uploaded a video where I reacted to Tattoo by Loreen, and I am amazed so many people have seen it, so many thanks if you have. And I thought it was a good song. I thought it was a very solid performance. I think it is probably going to win Eurovision this year if it gets there, which is very likely. And I wouldn't be too mad if she does win Eurovision for a second time, because it is better than a lot of what we already have. But we've still got quite a few songs to go. Tomorrow, all being well, I'll be doing a video reacting to the Dutch entry. We now know the title of that, and I'm hoping for quality there. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's go through the performances of Heat 4 from February the 25th. So finishing last in the second round of voting with 26 points was Emil Henron with Mera Mera Mera, which means more, more, more. And before I even heard last week the snippet of the song that was on SVT Play, I was expecting for some reason something really cheesy, very camp, quite musical theatre, and not at all strong enough. Actually, this wasn't too bad at all, and it seems as though quite a few people online, because I've been watching people's rankings of all of the songs, this one's quite high up. But alas, it finished last in its heat. I've written here a nice up-tempo track. He had a light-up star structure behind him, a couple of dancers. He sounded good, looked good, had a fair amount of confidence. I think that was clear to see. The chorus maybe needed a little bit more to it, a little bit more magic, you know, because it was sort of falling a tiny bit flat for me. And I think maybe the song ran out of steam towards the end. But on the whole, this really wasn't too bad. But when you look at the other songs it was up against, I think it was quite clear that this wasn't going to progress. Nevertheless, I think we probably will see him back in Melfest sooner rather than later. Looking at the detailed televoting results, he did well with younger viewers, not very well with people over the age of 30, and he was last in the telephone element of the televote as well. So yeah, not really a shock he came last overall. Only just last, because finishing 1 place above him with 27 points was Senior and Hjordis with Edelweiss. Lovely, folky tune, the sort of thing that you'd listen to in the spring maybe. It just had that sort of springy, happy-go-lucky vibe to it. I've written here, They had lights all around them, which was quite nice. It felt very intimate in a way, cute voices, nice harmonies, but it didn't make enough of an impact. A song like this is all well and good, but you know very quickly if it's the sort of thing that's going to stay with viewers. If people watching this, the listeners, are going to really gravitate towards it when it comes to vote. And in this instance, it just wasn't the case. There was that moment when they had their back to the crowd and everybody had the glow sticks. There are songs like that every year in Melfest. That was nice. It looked good. Can't really complain at all about this. It was not a bad showing at all. But again, not competitive enough. And if we take a look at the detailed televotes, yeah, older viewers didn't mind it at all. But on the whole, not nearly good enough to go through. Just missing out by a point, and I think had he received the same amount of points as the song finishing third, he would have gone through because he had more telephone votes than the other act, if you see what I mean. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because he's out. It's Axel Schillström with Gorgeous, 55 points. He did pretty well in every age group and was second in the telephone element of the voting. I have to say, okay, nothing groundbreaking here. I've heard it all before. It's a sort of uplifting ballad with a message, you know, feel good about yourself, that sort of thing. But I really liked this. I liked the refrain, I liked the chorus, I liked his voice. Wasn't such a fan of his outfit, but that's a really minor thing to pick up on. And he had the backing singers as well. Yeah, on the whole, I really thought this wasn't too bad at all. Not at all. I've written here, nice singer, tender ballad, a little predictable in terms of the way it progressed and everything. A little atmospheric at times, spotlights around the stage. I think that was in the first chorus, maybe the other choruses as well. And that huge high note towards the end as well. Yeah, I really liked this. And if it had been in another heat, it would have gone through to the 5th semi-final this weekend. I've no doubt in my mind. But alas, he's out. Going through to the 5th semi-final, finishing third with 56 points, doing well with older viewers, and third in the telephone part of the voting, Mariette with One Day. I think this is her 5th Melfest entry, and she's had a bit of everything really. Don't Stop Believing, which I was never a huge fan of. That's her best entry to date, and I don't think she'll ever top it, to be honest. She had A Million Years, where you had the dancers dangling down from the ceiling. That wasn't bad. For You, that was my personal winner the other year, but it wasn't a particularly strong Melfest line at that time anyway, where she was on top of this podium, I think it was. And she had Shout It Out, which was a bit more rock in style, and I didn't mind that. This feels very plain, and I'm not surprised it nearly missed out altogether. She had these steps behind her, and either side of these steps was some sort of ramp, and you had dancers in white, cream-coloured outfits, and I don't know, it wasn't really the most engaging performance whatsoever, but her voice sounded okay. She is a seasoned Melfest performer, so she knows what she's doing. Do I think she's going to get through this week's 5th heat? I'm really not sure about that. I'll be talking more about that in just a moment. But I've written here, have we heard it all before? Then I mentioned the fact that she had these steps on stage. Good beat in the second verse, I've written here. Yes, it does pick up a little bit, which is nice. The echoey backing vocals. This is something that happens a lot in Sweden. In the chorus, you have those higher pitched, sort of dreamy, echo-like vocals in the back. So many songs have them, it's unbelievable. And, yes, I've written here, Sweden loves that sort of thing. Yes. The chorus is lacking, question mark. I suppose so. Maybe. I don't know what else to say about this, really. It's an all-right track, but there's just a few things that aren't quite hitting the mark. And I'd be a tad surprised, actually, if she did go through from this weekend's 5th heat. Let's move on, because I'm rambling. Let's talk about a star in the making. Finishing second with 69 points and doing well in every age range, pretty much. Kiana, 16, with Where Did You Go? I thought this was great. I thought this was really good. So young, having an absolute bop on stage in that white dress, sounding fantastic, ultra confident. totally at ease, had dancers with her. Visually on the backdrop it wasn't that interesting at all, but it was okay because the song, something quite nostalgic about it for me. It reminds me of sort of early 2000s dance pop, which did quite well in the charts here in the UK at the time, that sort of thing. This is good stuff. I've written 16 exclamation mark, confident exclamation mark, owning it, absolutely. Absolutely fantastic, because sometimes you get performers this age and their nerves do show. And sometimes it just makes the whole thing a little bit weaker than it should be. Perhaps. It's understandable because they're so young, so if they've got nerves and it shows, okay, fair enough. But in this instance, she was just absolutely on the ball. White lights, I think I've written there. Classic dance pop, early 2000s, strobe effects as well. I'm going to watch the performance again in a little bit. I thought it was fantastic. It's actually one of my favourites from this year's Melfest. It really is. I don't have a complete ranking yet, but it is right up there for me. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Going through to the final with Loreen, smash into pieces. I mean, this is enough to make you fall off your chair, really. Sweden sending a rock song through to the final directly, heavens above, pigs might fly. This song is good, and I think a lot of people are really responding well to this because we don't often get rock from Sweden, and it's been a long time since we had something in this vein do quite well. And the performance was solid. It's very accessible. It's not too heavy. Reminds me a little bit of early Linkin Park. And we had these sort of hanging projections, whatever it was, either side of the stage. That was quite a nice touch. I've written here, the drummer had that mask on with the red lights. Crunching guitars, packed a punch. Linkin Park, yes, yes, yes. Hanging projections, yes, yes, yes. And accessible. I've mentioned everything that I need to say about this song. I'm glad it's in the final. It's a breath of fresh air. How well will the international juries respond to this? I don't know. But I don't think this will be disgraced one bit. Because if you're not really enjoying, for example, Tuna Sekelius, Panietos, Paul Ray, if they're all blending into each other, this doesn't. This is its own thing. This stands out quite a bit from the lineup. And it's refreshing. It really is. It's nice to see. We've had rock in the past in Sweden's selection, of course. We had Dead by April years ago. We had Ammo Track. We had Dynasty, if we go even further back. We had Outrigger, etc. We had Eclipse, I think it was, the other year. Was that the name of the band? Yes, I think so. So yeah, we have had rock in the past. But it's been a while. And honestly, I think this did deserve to go through, along with Loreen. As much as I enjoyed Kiana, I do like a good rock song as well. So there we go. I don't need to talk about Tattoo because I covered all of that in my previous video, so take a look at that if you so wish. Staging better than the song, but the song is really good. I think that sums it up in one sentence. Let's go through the performances then that will take place this weekend. I'm aware I'm really rambling here. Hopefully my face isn't too bright. So, Meravday will open... What's going on here? Dear me. That'll do. Meravday by Teots, another young performer here. He's going to open this week's 5th semi-final. And this is one of my favourites of this year's Melfest, no doubt about it. I thought it was such a great performance. This sort of pixelated colour effect on the backdrop. He's got dancers. He's having a blast. He looks so much more mature. And not that he was unprofessional last year. Heavens above, he wasn't that at all. But now he just looks like a pop star. You know, he looks absolutely in control of what he's doing. This is a strong song. It's a strong showing. I'd be absolutely amazed if he doesn't go through. How on earth he didn't go through in the first place, I don't know. Panietos over this, I'm not sure about that myself. It was fairly close. But anyway, really good song, really feel good. Fairly simple pop, but it works. And I think this will be a nice, cheery addition to the final. Absolutely. I think he is going through. Song 2 is the previously mentioned Mariette with One Day, and I think she is in a battle with Song 3 here, Victor Krona with Diamonds. I think only one of them will make the cut. Of course, I could be talking absolute trash, and both of them will go through in the end. But Mariette's song is not quite doing the business, and the fact that she only just scraped through to this show in the first place makes me think that maybe she's not going to make the cut. Victor, on the other hand, he just does the same thing again and again and again. I'd like to see him do something completely left field for a change. We haven't really seen him sing a ballad or anything yet, I don't think. This song, Diamonds, it's not bad. I do think he is a bit reliant on the pre-recorded backing vocals and what have you, but he's been in Melfest a bunch of times. He's been at Eurovision before, of course, for Estonia. You know what you're going to get with him. This song is fine. Very simple, nothing groundbreaking, quite radio-friendly, and I think more people will gravitate towards Diamonds than One Day, myself, but who knows. As for Song 4, Tennessee Tears, Now I Know, I thought this was great. I need to rewatch this performance. Right up my street. Male-female duo, a real sing-along sort of thing going on, very catchy, good beat, good momentum, whole bunch of musicians around them as well. Yeah, really, really nice. And I did expect it, I did hope, going into this a couple of weeks ago, I did hope that it was going to be a little bit more countrified. Instead, it's more in the pop sort of realm, I guess. But on the whole, really, really good stuff. Do I think it's going through? No, I don't. But I'd be thrilled if it did. This is good stuff. It's good stuff. It could easily be a Eurovision entry. As for Song 5, Ragen Gore by Elov and Benny, this is fun pop. Not too sure I really love the staging. I think there's a car on stage, isn't there? Something like that. They're all having a good time. Super catchy chorus. Crowd having a blast as well. Do I think it's going through? No, I don't. But it is in Swedish. And it puts a smile on your face. It's a good up-tempo track. Just don't think it's got enough about it to progress. Song 6 is For the Show by Melanie Weber, who has that sort of light on stage with the honeycomb pattern. And she's in that, is it a black outfit? Yeah, great vocals here. Absolutely fantastic. Of course, she co-wrote Move by the Mamas. So I think she's more known as a songwriter than an actual singer. I don't really know. But this song is nice. And I don't know. I don't think it's going through. I really don't. If anything, I can see it struggling quite a bit here because the other songs, I think, are just a little bit more attention-grabbing and maybe there's a bit more to the staging and what have you. But I'm glad she's made it this far at the very least because I thought it was going to be... Ida Lova. Once I saw all of the performances, I thought, wow, actually, Ida Lova is out and Melanie Weber is through. That's quite interesting. But yeah, For the Show. Nice song. I know I'm repeating myself here, heavens above, but I don't see it progressing any further than this. As for Nordman, well, what legends. I mean, I've mentioned it before, but way back in the day, my personal winners of Melfest with Ödet Varmin Väg, and they had another song called I Lorgunus Sken, In the Light of the Flame, I think that translates as, and both of those songs really fantastic. This, Slap alla Sorger, it's just the two of them on stage, and we've got that bird imagery as well, and the other chap playing the nickel harper, and the lead singer is just looking and sounding exactly the same as he did about 15 years ago. And they've released a whole bunch of albums. They've had quite a lot of success in their own country. I think older viewers will go big for this. I'm looking at the round 2 detailed televoting results here, and yes, 60 to 74-year-olds gave this 12. The telephone vote only gave this 12. Only 10 to 15-year-olds didn't think much of this. They're going through, perhaps even winning this semi-final. And then we have Kiana, and I've already spoken about her. Where Did You Go? Hopefully she is going straight to the final. This is good stuff. Oh, I need to listen to it again, but it's just really catchy, really fun, and she performed it so well. So well. So, with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap up this video because, my God, it's been a bit messy. Going through from this weekend's, I'm going to call it second chance round. Teos. He's going through without breaking a sweat. Nordman are going through. I think Victor will make the cut. I think it's really close between him and Mariette. I'm not sure both of them are going to go through. And then I really hope, and especially because she's on last, Kiana goes through as well with Where Did You Go? And then, of course, once that semi-final is over, we will very quickly get the running order for the final. Some people are saying Lorraine will close it, because how can you follow her? I don't think she will be on last in the running order. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Panietos, because they usually put a fun up-tempo track on last, and I think they closed Melfest the other year. As for who's going to open the final, I think it might well be one of the songs from this week's heat. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe Nordman, actually, if they get through, which I think they will. They might open the final. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. My God, really messy, and I did repeat myself numerous times there. But I wanted to get this video out of the way, because moving forwards, we've got the Dutch song, Cyprus's entry, a whole bunch of other details as well. Plus, at some point, tickets are going on sale, and my word, that's going to be a very, very stressful time. I've made a video all about that, my plans for May, what I hope to achieve with trying to get tickets and everything. So do check out that video if you're interested. I'm going to wrap up now, but thank you so much for the support lately. It means a great deal. Thank you very much if you've liked a video, commented, shared, got in touch with me on other social medias. Links in the description as always. It's really very appreciated. Until next time, which will be tomorrow, all being well, quality coming from the Netherlands again? Let's hope so. Until then, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and bye for now. See you soon.